Hello, my name is Sarah Shafi, and I'm here to present the alignment of configuration systems and documentation systems for the companies making highly engineered and complex products. And it's a demonstration from a case study in a company called Holder Topsoe, which is a Danish company. In 1995, Duffy presented this model. It is including the information model and phenomenon model. Information model is the model which is using for formal IT representation at the companies and usually is based on UML notation. But this model cannot be used for communication with domain experts as they cannot understand IT language. But the phenomenon model is created only for communication with domain experts and other employees at the company. The phenomenon model is visualizing the structure of product families and demonstrate the model which is available in product configuration systems. But what is the problem here is that updating both the phenomenon model of the products and the IT model in product configuration systems requires significant time and resources at the companies. And another problem is that we want to avoid duplicate information in the companies, and we need a documentation system which is not making all the information duplicate, and we need to do everything twice. So avoiding redundancy and extra work it's essential here. For this, we investigate if it is possible to generate all the data and information and the whole documentation system or the phenomena model to be say based on the structures, data, and constraint in the product configurations. The main theory for the framework development is based on UML. UML or Unified Modeling Language is a general purpose visualize modeling language that is designed to specify, visualize, and document the software system. In this state chart, you can see that you create a temporary model to communicate and then make it permanent when it is completely clear for everyone. It is creating value, and everybody will to document it afterwards because everybody will understand it. In this specific project, among lots of knowledge representation tools and techniques we select PVM and CRC cards. PVM aims at representing product knowledge in a structured format, and CRC cards they originally developed as a way of thinking object-oriented thinking, and then later it has been revised by Huang to be used just for product configuration systems. The main framework is based on what extracted from the literature, as I explained, from Angular. And you can see that it is visualizing the creation of temporary model as PVM and CRC cards at first, and then we will make it permanent when it is completely clear. In the suggested framework, the initial phenomenon model is made based on modeling techniques selected, which is in this case, which is PVM and CRC cards. When initial version of PCS is established, the PVM and CRC cards are generated from product configuration system in the next version. So the initial model is archived, and from this point, all future version of the product configuration system are documented based on PVM and CRC cards generated from the product configuration system. And in the future, it's just product configuration system which is updating and using. It is expected that all the configurators at the company they have the PVM and CRC structure somehow. According to our investigations and evaluation of different successful main commercial configurators in the market, we saw that all of them have this tree structure. They somehow have the constraint rules and everything in an IT language inside the configuration system. The effort here is to transfer and translate all this information into documentation system and generate PVMs and C. This is our commercial configuration system called Tecton, and you can see that the tree structure and CRC card is completely supported by this tool, but it's not a very complete version. Of course, we need to put more efforts to make all the commercial configuration systems better, but we can translate it and change it to the documentation system. This is the documentation system, so a whole overview of the documentation system when we are opening a model which has been developed in the Microsoft SharePoint. You can see the tree structure of the model and description, attributes, types, constraints, and change request part. You can see that all the fields are collapsible. You can open and close them. And of course, I have to mention that it is possible for the configuration engineer to control all this data and how they will look in the system, and if even they want to show it to the end user or not from the product configuration system. But here you can see that the end user even can see the range of the products. The constraints have subtitle and explanation. As I told you, it's possible to add a lot of explanation to any kind of formula to explain it, and just because it is still in a way that it might not be understandable for everybody. This is the change request part, which is one of the most important part in this system because it's making all the process automatic, even asking for change or asking for update. It will immediately send an email to configuration engineer, and in here you can see that it shows who has been creating it, what is the status, and in which model, because we are using this documentation system for multiple model at the company, and which part of model this request come from. From theoretical aspect, we just use the UML state chart and UML framework as documentation tool and as documentation principles. We use a commercial configurator. We use Microsoft SharePoint. We use lots of experts for coding and for discussions, and we're testing it in different groups of stakeholders for 3 different projects. So for the future studies, we recommend to consider different modeling techniques, other modeling techniques for the phenomenal model and test it. We need further tests with different product configuration system, and we need to have dialogue with configurators for making the configuration system a better place as a database to make the documentation system automatically generated from them. Thank you for listening, and I will have a live presentation on the conference day. Thank you and bye.